Good morning students, this is Joy Varghese from Uncovering Chemistry. You can see here in video 11, unit 1, some basic concept of chemistry. We are going to discuss textual exercise question number 1.1, 1.2. Now here 1.3 we have already done in our video. Then 1.4, 5 and 6 are different. The topics are still left to continue. So that's why in this video we will not be discussing that. Then 1.7, 1.8. Okay, so we'll take the first one. It is question is like this: calculate the molar mass of the following. That is molar mass we have to calculate. Molar mass. Clear? In the question it is given of molar mass of H2O you have to find, then CO2 you have to find, and CH4 you have to find, right? Now it is very simple, you can easily do it by yourself. This one you can do it as homework also. I'll do one of it. See, now water molecule, when we say, we will write 2 into atomic mass of hydrogen. Now why I took 2? Because you can see here 2 atoms are there, okay, plus you can see oxygen. So 1 into atomic mass of, or atomic weight, what we say, of oxygen. Okay, so it will be 2 into 1 plus 1 into 16, so which is equal to 18U. Understood? So what is this? This is the, what you call it as, molar mass of water. Same way carbon also you can find, and CH4, that is carbon it is 12, oxygen 16, what we say. Okay, same way here both of you can find in this method. Okay, now if you see the next one, that is the next video, what we say, next topic, sorry, question 1.2. okay, question 1.2 from your textual exercise, what we say here. Just a minute. Okay, this is the question: calculate the mass percent of different element present in sodium sulfate. Okay, in this mass percent we have to calculate. We already calculated one example, but this we will see. Just a minute. Okay, the question is, you have to calculate the mass percent. What is the question? Mass percent of Na2SO4, like this, what is given. Understood? So first of all, in the beginning you have to calculate the mass. That is which mass? What we say? The molar mass. The molar mass of Na2SO4 will be equal to 2 into sodium, atomic mass is 23, plus sulfur, 1 into sulfur, that is 32, plus 4 into 16 of oxygen, what we say, right? So if you see, it will be equal to approximately, if you count, it will be 142U, what we say. Understood? This is the molar mass what we get. Okay, now this is 142 what we got of Na2SO4. Now you want to calculate mass percent. Now what is the formula? Mass percent of an element, here element is Na, is equal to, what is the word? Mass of element in the compound, whole upon molar mass of the compound, clear, into 100. This is the formula what we have. Understood? So now suppose, which is equal to mass of the element in the compound, that is 2 into 23 I will take. Now why 2 into 23? Because sodium, here you can see 2 atoms are there. Okay, so that's why 2 into 23 whole upon 142 into 100 what we do. Understood? So if you calculate this all, I think you will get nearly about 32%, like this, sorry, not 32, 32% nearly you will get. Okay, so this 32% of sodium will be there, what we say here, approximately. You can just in decimal, if it is there, you can change it. So 32% sodium. Same way you can calculate mass percent of sulfur, right? So which is equal to mass of sulfur, means 1 into 32 whole upon 142 into 100, what we say. Clear? So which will be equal to 22.5% something nearer. Okay, and same way you find mass percent of oxygen. Now oxygen here, if you see, total 4 atoms are there of oxygen. So what I will do, I will multiply 4 with 16 divided by 142, that is into 100, sorry. Okay, so that is 64. Okay, 64 by 142 into 100, so that will be equal to somewhat 45 point something, what we say, percent. Okay, now I explain you that if you add all this percentage, now it should be nearer to 100, then your answer is correct. So this is the way how to calculate the mass percent. Okay, now the next question what is given there in your book, that is 1.3. 1.3 question 1.3 already discussed in video. Clear? So you can go through it. Okay. Next, now based on 1.3 there is another question 1.8, that we will do first, because it's a connecting question, what we say, based on, means it is asked based on this 1.3 question. Okay, now the 1.8 question, just a minute. Okay, here determine the molecular formula of an oxide of iron in which the mass percent of the iron and oxygen are 69.9 and 30.1 respectively. Now this we have already found out, what you call empirical formula. Now from that you have to find what you have to find? Molecular formula. Okay, so that we are going to do next. Okay, from question 1.3, empirical formula of the given compound, of the compound, that is iron oxide, is Fe2O3. Understood? It was Fe2O3. From that what we say. Now if you want to find empirical formula mass, so I will use this formula. Therefore empirical formula mass, okay, of Fe2O3 is equal to, you can write 2 into 55.85 plus 3 into 16, what we do, right? So it will be equal to 159.7 gram mole inverse, like this. Okay, so empirical formula mass, we got this. Okay, now suppose if you want to calculate, what we say here, the molecular formula, but for molecular formula we require N. Why? Because molecular formula, this M means molecular formula, is equal to N into empirical formula mass, right? So therefore what is N is equal to, so it will be molar mass, that is molecular formula mass, whole upon empirical formula mass. Is it clear? That is for N, what we say. Now this one what we got here, the empirical, this mass what we got here, so it is 159.8, it is molar mass of this Fe2O3. If you calculate, it is 150, just a minute, 159.8, if you calculate according to the data. Okay, otherwise it would be given in your book. Okay, so in your question only it will be given. Now divide by empirical formula mass is 159.7. So if you count, it will be equal to 1, right? So now if you want to find the, what you call it as molecular formula, what we will do next, just a minute, here it is empirical formula, clear? This one what we say, okay, mass. Okay, now the next one. Now molecular formula is equal to N into empirical formula, so which is equal to 1 into Fe2O3. Therefore molecular formula is equal to Fe2O3, Understood? So this is our molecular formula actually. A molecular formula, empirical formula, both are same. Now we have discussed this 1.3, 1.8. Now the next one. Now the next question is question 1.4. Right? So now 1.4 when we say here, you can see question is calculate the amount of carbon dioxide. Okay, just a minute. You can see here is the question. Calculate the amount of carbon dioxide that could be produced when 1 mole of carbon is burned in air, 1 mole of carbon is burned in 16 gram dioxygen, and 2 mole of carbon are burned in 16 gram of dioxygen. This part we are going to discuss now. Okay, just a minute. See. Now, first question in your book is calculate the amount. Question is calculate the amount of carbon dioxide. What is the word? Carbon dioxide. Clear? When three conditions were given, the first one is 1 mole of carbon is burned in air. Understood? So when 1 mole of carbon is burned in air, you see the solution for this. C plus O2 gives you what? CO2. Right? So here you can see nothing is there, so I can write here 1. So 1 mole of carbon reacts with 1 mole of oxygen to give 1 mole of CO2. Understood? So question was 1 mole of carbon is burnt in air. So how much is the amount? The simple word, if you calculate it, here it is 12 grams. What I say, that is atomic mass of this. This will be 32 grams and carbon dioxide will be 44 grams, right? So if 1 mole of carbon is burned in air, oxygen means air, what we are talking about, right? You will get how much amount? This is the amount what we call. How much amount? That is 44 grams of CO2. So therefore 1 mole of carbon will give 44 gram of CO2, what we say. Understood this part? So this is very simple. Now the second question is 1 mole of carbon is burned in 16 gram of dioxygen. Right? So now here if you see, it is actually from the calculation or from the chemical reaction, it is 32 gram, means the oxygen is less, what we say. Instead of 32 it is given how much? 16 grams. So we can make a simple cross multiplication. You can see here, that is, if I write like this, you can see 32 grams from this data only I am talking about. You can write it again if you want. C plus O2 gives you what? CO2. So 32 here 12 gram, which is equal to 1 mole. The 1 mole of carbon, 32 gram is there. At that time you get 44 grams of CO2, what we say, right? So now instead, if it is 16 grams, how many grams? 16 gram is there. How much CO2 you will get? So therefore simple cross multiplication, 16 multiplied by 44 divided by 32. Therefore amount of CO2 at 16 gram of O2 is equal to 16 multiplied by 44 divided by 32. So it will be equal to most probably it will be equal to 22 grams. How many grams? 22 grams of CO2 it will give. Understood? So therefore 16 gram of O2 gives 22 grams of CO2. So you can easily make out, see, 32 was there, 44 grams you got. Now half of 32 is 16 and half of 44 is what? What you call it as? 22. Simple. Okay. Now the next one. Next one is 2 moles of carbon. 2 moles, of carbon is burned in 16 gram of dioxygen. Clear? Now this is also very simple what we say. See, C plus what we write it as O2 gives you what? CO2. So here if you see 1 mole was there, 1 mole, 32 grams oxygen was there and 44 grams CO2 you got. Understood? So now instead of that, if it is 16 grams, so I am going to compare these two things only. If 16 grams are there, how much CO2 you will get? What is given last? What we say? Okay. So here the question is 2 moles of carbon is burned in. What is the question? 2 moles of carbon burned in 16 gram of dioxygen. Okay. Now here if you see, here it is given 2 mole and 16 gram. Now any of this, now here oxygen is a limiting reagent, what we say, means it will reduce the amount of this. So it is actually half of this, means first it was 1 mole, 32 gram oxygen and 44 it is. Now it is what? 2 mole, but the oxygen is limiting, what we say, less. So obviously this will be how much? It will be 22 only. Understood or not? Because main thing what we say here, this oxygen what we require here. Clear? Because for 1 mole 32 gram is required. So here for 2 mole means how much it is now? So you can simply calculate carbon and oxygen also. 1 mole 32 gram oxygen is there, gram, and this is mole I am talking about. Right? So if 16 gram is there, carbon will be how much? It will be how much? So simple calculation. Like this, 1 mole 32 gram and this 16 gram this. So simple calculation if you do, what you will get? It will be 16 moles of CO2 for 16 gram of oxygen. It will be how much? 16 into 1 divided by 32, which is equal to 1 by 2, which is equal to 0.5 mole. Understood? Means carbon is 0.5 mole, and suppose if it is means for 16 gram 0.5 mole is only required, but here 2 mole, but it's of no use because this is limiting, this is least. Okay, so therefore 16 gram, that is 2 mole of carbon when react with what we call it as 16 gram of oxygen, it will give only 22 gram of CO2. Understood? Because oxygen is the limiting reagent. Actual required amount is 32 grams. Okay? The next. Now 1.7 question. How much copper can be obtained from 100 gram of copper sulfate, CuSO4? How much copper can be obtained from 100 gram of copper sulfate? So that we are going to discuss next. See, for this question, first we will calculate what we say. First we will calculate, just a minute. First we will calculate what? Molar mass. Molar mass of CuSO4. Now, if you calculate molar mass of CuSO4, copper it is 63.5 plus sulfur it is 32 plus 4 into oxygen, that is 16, it will be equal to this is copper, sulfur and oxygen. You calculate properly, here into 1 and here also into 1. Okay, so this will be equal to 159.5 gram mole inverse. Understood? So now why this is gram mole inverse? No, very simple thing. Number of moles is equal to what we did? Mass upon molar mass. Clear? So when we number of mole, this is mole. Mass means gram and molar mass we write it as U, but it is also in grams only. So if you want to find molar mass unit, so what will be molar mass will be equal to molar mass will be equal to this, mole will go down, gram upon mole, so which is equal to gram mole inverse. Okay, so what is unit of molar mass? It is gram mole inverse. Okay, now we know 1 mole of CuSO4. 1 mole means like this CuSO4 if we write. It contains how much copper? So contains 1 mole of Cu. Understood? Okay, so this is the word what we say. Now the next part what we do. Now we have 159.5 grams of CuSO4 and that forms equal to 63.5 grams of Cu. Understood? Clear? So now 159 gram of CuSO4 forms this many grams of copper. So if 100 grams of CuSO4 will give how much Cu? This is simple cross multiplication. So this you can do like this. Therefore, amount of Cu in 100 gram of CuSO4 is equal to 100 into 63.5 divided by 159.5. This is 9. Okay, 0.5. So which will be equal to 39.81 gram of Cu. Understood? So this is the here. So we will stop here, and the next video will be discussing about the remaining exercise question. Okay, thank you.